Now I'm going to talk about the things that I think as somebody on our reseller team, we're going to move into leverage. And you know how committed we are to leverage in everything that we do here. And this is the part of the conversation that I don't think a lot of people fully understand. But as you truly start to understand and experience these things, they're going to be more than sleepless nights. They're going to be celebration nights that they're going to, the light bulb's going to really go off for you guys, and it's going to change who you are related to what we do, because it's going to be so worth you doing things that you're uncomfortable with or don't think you have time for now. You're going to make any adjustment you need to not miss out on these. Let me walk you through what we mean by leverage. So remember we talked about the reseller. So this is everybody on this call is reseller. So here's what I want you to imagine. And this is just walk you through. I just want you to understand this little example of leverage. Let's just imagine that you're reselling, you take the next year or however long you want to put behind this. I'm going to give you just simple examples that you can make realistic, whatever that is to you. But let's just say you went out and you personally just built a team of 10 resellers. That's it. But each one of those resellers, remember the sales agent program, they just went out and got 10 sales agents on each of their teams. You now have 100 points of sale. Guys, this is leverage. That means you have 100 people out there talking about our business, talking about our products when you can't. You have 100 people out there making connections that you can't make. You have 100 people out there that are burning man hours, whether it be 1 hour or 2 hours or 3 hours, that you aren't burning. So this is an effort outside of yourself. Now, just to show you let's show you the power of that. Let's imagine that each one of those 100 points of sales just took the next 6 months, a year, or however long you want to put it. Could be a day, a year, 2 years, whatever you want to make is realistic of your goals. They each just sold 10 family apps. That would be 1,000 sales. Guys, that's the power of leverage. You go from 1 to 10 to 1,000. But the leverage doesn't stop there. Let me tell you why. Because in our model, we're going to use our consumer product app for an example. One is more than one, right? Because every consumer app is group-based, whether it be family or an association or a team or a group of friends. We're going to talk about one product right now to show you how do we keep building on leverage. One is more than one. Let me walk you through an example of what you are building and why this is worth it. Let's imagine that same 1,000 apps that were sold by your 10 resellers that got 10 sales agents, they went out and those that each family app they sold only had 10 family members apiece. That would be 10,000 free members in those apps. Everybody's following that, right? That would be 10,000 free members in the apps. I'm going to tell you why this is important and exciting in less than a minute. I just want you to follow this math. Now, for you bigger thinkers out there, if you were a leader and you could teach systems and you came in and you got 10 resellers who went out and got the 10 sales agents and you were able to work with each one of those resellers to do the same thing, when you did all that math, that would end up with 100,000 free members in those sold apps. Here's why that's important, guys. And this is, get your mind around this. As we move in 2014 and we start to launch X number of consumer apps, every one of those consumer apps, right, in the app itself, not in the private social network piece, in the app itself, right where they get in to participate, is where we expose people to any new consumer app that we launch. And we have a portfolio of them coming. Here's the thing that you're going to tap in with us. For those of you that have vision, that are building and just that are building it before you see it, this is our opportunity to take that growth that you helped us build, and then imagine that we have apps around, you name it. It can be around health and wellness, it could be around fitness, it could be around productivity, there could be games, there could be all kind of things, guys. But the difference is these apps are moving into pools of tens of thousands or hundreds of thousands of people. Because remember, in this example, we're talking about very few active growth engines. Right? When I talk about active, I'm talking about we're talking about you being one reseller who got 10, free sales agents, or you taught those people. We're not talking about an actual, you getting dozens and dozens and dozens of people and that multiplying out. We're being really, really conservative. So this is the disproportionate earning potential you have with us that we really do not believe you're going to find in any other company. But it gets better than that. What would get better than that? Well, the answer to that is, what if product growth could happen passively? And this is why understanding that one-to-many relationship is so powerful. Because remember, in the example we gave, let's just use that simple little example where we went from, you getting 10, you building a team of 10 who got 10 sales agents. They each sold, an app that had 10 family members, and that's 10,000 members. Well, here's why that's so important. Because we have a viral product. Now, many other companies in direct sales and selling will talk about viral growth and exponential expansion, but when they talk about it, they will be talking about it on recruiting, on team building, and that's great, and that's powerful. We're talking about it passively happening from the product. I mean, it's very easy to understand. You go out and, in one of those app sales we talked about, let's just imagine that was the person we sold the family app to. But remember, the family app is a group of people, not just one, it's the whole family. But in each family, there are going to be people that, understanding that experience and understanding the value of the family app, are going to want to use that same type of product for other small worlds, other groups, other private networks, whether it be their bridge club or their bowling team or their sorority, fraternity, or their association, you name it. There's going to be, and then what happens, I hope you follow this, and I really want you to go out of this year understanding that when that happens, when of the many one steps forward, then they become the one, right? So one steps forward and says, hey, this would be great for my fantasy football league. The minute they do that, then they bring in their entire fantasy football league, which is a group of people. And then this little cycle goes on and on and on and over again. So those are things that give us unbelievable earning potential here. The other thing that we're going to talk about just a little now, but you're going to hear about it much, much more in the future. We've only talked about you earning and bonuses driven from the growth of you and your team and that collectively as a company. But what we call the super app potential goes far beyond that, because in addition to the apps that we can introduce internally, right, into our private networks, we also, as a company, will have the ability to continue to launch, to give you the chance to help play the probability on your behalf in the App Store and in the Android store. And here's why that's important. Because successful apps in those stores, consumer apps in that model, these are the low-cost consumer apps, $1, $2, $5, $4. So, moderately successful apps in that economy, the app economy, you're talking about tens of thousands or hundreds of thousands of downloads of those apps. Apps that aren't successful at all could have 10,000, thousands and thousands of downloads. Apps that are successful, their downloads are into the millions. Apps that are super successful, their downloads are into the tens of millions. And those blockbuster apps, their downloads are into the hundreds of millions. And in our model, in our company, this is important because we gamble on we're going to gamble on some of these. We have some really tremendous apps that are going to be launched in that environment, and we're gambling that we're going to get some moderate successes, hopefully some good successes, and if we keep doing it long enough, we might all collectively be fortunate enough to come across one of those, not even a major blockbuster like Angry Birds, but that's Angry Birds blockbuster where that they have had almost 1 billion downloads. We're not even talking about that. We talk about into the tens of millions. But if you take the tens of millions of downloads and you multiply that by, you can put in a number, it could, a couple dollars here and there, and we use that money to overfund bonus pools in our compensation plan. You can see why we're trying to do some things in terms of compensation potential that's never been seen or done in the industry before. This is not your granddaddy's vitamin company. This is not your grandmother's juice company. This is a high-tech, high-growth, modern, digital, explosive growth potential company. And that's what we're in the process of making. As a reseller, we equip you with more than just a replicated office, a replicated website in the back office. We give you a tool that has millions of dollars in development, and it's worth hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of dollars in monthly value. You get that as a reseller with us. It has everything from email, video marketing, video hosting, social campaigning, CRM, private media storage, autoresponders, reporting, tracking, just a long, long list of things that are included in your reseller package. On top of that, you have an optional presentation platform like I'm using tonight to kind of do this Who We Are broadcast. I'm using that presentation platform, and you're going to see that presentation platform allows us to be live, to archive, private video hosting, chat going back and forth. I see people chatting me, I can respond to them. It automatically converts PowerPoints. As you will see when I bring in some field leadership to wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year, we can bring in multiple presenters, and we call them co-hosts. We can even embed these live broadcasts into your other websites, your blogs out there, other digital places you out there for those that are digitally savvy out there. And you can even have multiple show profiles, so you can use the same technology to build your comF5 business or any other type of brand presence you want to build, whether it's for entertainment or some other business that you have interest in. So guys, I wanted to fulfill, that's what we are, why we do it, all the power. Here's the thing, before I bring up, I want you to hear from some of our leaders in the field, but I really wanted to kind of take time to walk through that, to give you guys something to really think about and dream about and really fully understand as we wrap up this year and get ready for a new and exciting year. But here's the deal, guys. We are 2.5 years, the last 2.5 years under my tenure has only been in doing this, has only been in building this, the foundation. That's all it's been. The foundation is finally completely in place, the cement's drying, and now we get to build the building on that deep and solid and the right foundation. The people that will make the most money with us, the people that will have the most to gain with us, are those people that can look at our foundation and look at how that foundation sits in that shifting world out there that we talked about, but be able to see the skyscraper built on this foundation that spans up into the heavens. Those are going to be the people that have the right amount of drive and are in it for something big. The people that can see that building now, based upon the foundation and how that foundation how that is related to this change in marketplace, those are going to be the people that ride us as we build the building. There are going to be tons and tons of people that want to be a part of this when they see the building built. And that's still going to be a massive opportunity. But those people that you hear about that have retired and doing all these crazy things from a personal economic perspective, those are the people that get in early. Those are the people that get in. You are in early. You are in now at foundation level. We just launched our consumer product. In fact, the first part of our consumer product, we just launched that a handful of weeks ago. And you are ahead of that. You are ahead of a very exciting time. And it's going to be something in it for you as we continue to build the skyscraper and once it's built. And I'm hoping that some of you can see that just a little bit clearer tonight.